Oh my God, Julie's crying so hard right now. Hey, she doesn't get her way. She loses her mind.
Well, that's what happens when you got little girls, man.
Hey, Sue, dude. Okay, so let's get to it. Three, two, one. Whoa, whoa, whoa! What was that? Okay, hold on. Okay, we're back. We're back.
We're back. I think we're
We're
back.
back. Okay. Okay. What I was saying, man, is that I don't think they were able to do what they wanted to do. They had originally wanted to get to cast Paul Rubens as this androgynous guy in a suit, right? Like, and instead they cast this Annie Lennox type, Annie Lennox looking type thing, you know?
Just model. Yeah.
Yeah. Which,
And like,
I'm not mad at. It worked for what it was.
no, she was great. Like she was great and everything, but like it honestly felt like they didn't know what to do with her and like cuz you could have just as easily made that a voice.
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? You didn't need to
Yeah.
actually show a physical form.
Yeah.
And then like they kind of like end it with a zap which was just really anticlimactic and
Very.
made you feel like okay, well that's not the end, right? And then it
Yeah.
almost felt like they were trying to like give you the old Jimmy Cameron surprise climax.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, because that wasn't a climax at all. So this is the climax. And like,
Yeah.
but I always will love the appearance of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Which was like for the longest time before Slimer became the big thing was the center focus of
Yeah.
everything. Like the big time Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, which by the way, was what's the word? It was at the beginning of the movie when they showed Dana's apartment, she had a bag of Stay Puft marshmallows in her
Yeah.
groceries. you know, but yeah, man, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man was like the big thing in the marketing and everything, and I like it. It was the main creature that they showed whenever they brought up the Ghostbusters. You know,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Was the Stay Puft that was what they really sold it on was that there's a
yeah,
giant marshmallow man at the end of this movie.
yeah,
And it's like,
and
okay, I'm in.
and the toy was kind of a disappointment
Boy, I'll say.
because they had the toys of the Ghostbusters. They didn't have the movie toys back then.
Mm,
They had the cartoon
the
Ghostbusters,
cartoon
the
Ghostbusters.
dick ones,
Yeah.
and the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man was like this. It wasn't that much bigger than the actual figures were. You know, it wasn't until years later when Mattel had the license to make the Ghostbusters the movie figures that they made a
Yeah.
giant Stay Puft figure. You know.
And I've always and it's weird because like I said, I've always really liked Ghostbusters, but I've never been a big collector of their stuff. Like I'm always afraid I'm gonna get sort of sucked into those worlds, man. I watch a lot of those videos with those guys who like toy hunters. I watch a lot of like it's so
Yeah.
fascinating now that a lot of like wrestlers like hunt toys.
Yeah.
Like it's like the thing that they like to do and like they vlog it and stuff like that. Like I'm a big fan of Ethan Page's like toy hunts and stuff. And like you hear them say
Mhm.
it all the time, like, oh dude, I don't want to get caught up in another collection. Like
Yeah.
like they do. And you watch these guys sometimes just like, nah, I'm gonna buy this whole collection like right now. Like I
Yeah.
was watching this one episode where he was at a store with a friend and he's like, they have every alien figure here. And he's like, you gonna buy a few of them?
Mm.
He's like, I'm gonna buy all of them. And he
Yeah.
just buys like the whole like rack of alien figures. He's like, I've always wanted these. Like I had two when I was a kid, and now I'm collecting them all because I want them.
Who was the wrestler that bought the Macho Man prototype, the LJN?
Oh,
It was made of wood.
that was Matt Cardona, Zack Ryder.
Yeah.
Like I get caught up in his show too. He buys mostly like wrestling figures though. Like that's his
Yeah.
shit. I like
Yeah.
watching more of Ethan Page's stuff because he buys a bunch of crap. Like he just buys like anything that really like strikes the mood for him to buy. And he has a rule that he goes to like independent toy stores,
Yeah.
like how we have Kaboom and Myth here.
Yeah.
Like he goes to places like that, and he always has a rule that he has to buy something.
Yeah.
Like he's gonna buy something while he's there.
God, it
And
must be nice to have money.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm always fascinated that like that's the stuff that these guys like to spend their money on, and like one of them like bought a giant marshmallow man one time.
Yeah.
It was
So
like, there
you're on the court again.
you go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
I hate
So
Discord. Sorry,
so
man.
no, it's all good, man. So Ghostbusters had a long line. I want to get into the merchandising of this movie real
Oh
quick.
Lord, yeah.
Um like they didn't have any, like they had t-shirts, they had like back in the 80s, like you had the usual stuff, they had the t-shirts, the cereal, all that stuff. It wasn't until the the late 2010s when
Hmm.
Mattel started a collector focused website called Matty Collector, right?
Oh
And,
yeah,
and
I
and
remember that.
they really sunk their teeth into most of their properties, which was like Masters of the Universe and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And they started making their Ghostbusters figures, the Matty Collector Ghostbusters figures, which were
Yeah.
exclusive to the Matty Collector website. And
Hmm.
they had the Ghostbusters. They had the four Ghostbusters, and then they had Janine and Lewis. I think Lewis was an exclusive, a Matty Collector Comic Con exclusive, where he came with, not only, it was not only him, but he came with the it was him. It wasn't him as Lewis Tully. It was him as Vince Clortho, and
Oh,
he
okay.
had
Yeah,
like his
yeah,
shirt tucked out, and he had the thing on his head, and he came with a bowl of popcorn, and he also came with the demon dog. It was a two
yeah,
pack with
yeah,
him and the demon dog, right? And after that went under, Hasbro picked up the Ghostbusters license,
yeah.
and they came out with the Plasma series. Now, what's funny about
Yeah.
that is that the Plasma series totally bombed, dude. Like, you can still find some of those figures in stores nowadays, dude.
Oh my God, they're just old peg warmers.
Yeah, in fact, I didn't pick up. I picked up the entire first wave, but I didn't pick them up until like a year after they came out because originally the figures were $20 each. They were twenty
Yeah.
dollars each, and I ended up buying all of them for $10 each. Or
Nice. Yeah.
The four Ghostbusters were $10 each, and I bought they had the four Ghostbusters, and they had Dana Barrett, her being possessed, and they had
Hmm.
Gozer. Uh, and I bought Dana and Gozer for $5 each at Target.
Oh wow.
They were on the shelves for $5 each, down from 20. And
That's a fucking steal.
they had a collect and connect, build a figure of the I think it was Vince Clortho. I think it was Vince Clortho.
Nice.
I think it
Did he
says
have
on
red
the,
eyes?
yes, yes, he did. He
Nice.
had because I think they're both different. Like the only difference you can tell between them both is one of them has the horns up and the other one has the horns down. I'm not exactly
Yeah.
sure, or something like that. But yeah, man. And then like with the cartoon, as far as the cartoon goes, they Kenner, remember Kenner,
Oh God,
one of the
yeah.
great toy lines of our youth.
They made
Uh,
all my favorite Batman figures, bro.
Yeah, dude, they had they had the Batman license, they had the Ghostbusters license, they had the Alien license,
Hmm.
they originally had the RoboCop license, like they had all that stuff, right?
Kenner was my
And
shit.
they had the figures, but they were only based on the cartoons.
Yeah,
Uh,
I remember.
Diamond Select had a Toys R Us exclusive set that included not only the Ghostbusters from the movies, but the cartoon style figures as well, and they were like
I
seven
was
and a half
about
inches.
I was about to ask you if you remember the Diamond Select ones
Yeah,
because I used to see them all the time at Toys R Us, and I
yeah,
always
at Toys R
considered
Us.
buying them, but I never did.
Yeah, and they were $24, 24.99 each, right?
Yeah,
And they were
yeah,
huge and they were heavy.
yeah. They looked it. They felt
And
heavy in the box.
yeah, and they were big and they were heavy and they were articulated and everything. But from my experience with them, I think I remember holding on, like grabbing one of them at a convention because they
Mhm.
were selling them loose and stuff, and they
Oh,
just
okay.
didn't feel good in my hands, man. Like they
Well,
felt kind of loose, you know.
Diamond Select never feels good unless unless it's a Marvel figure.
they're very doughy. The plastic that they use. You
Yeah,
know.
I don't care too much for it at all. Like I said, the only figures that have really struck my fancy as of late have been the McFarlane multiverse figures.
Hmm.
Like that's the collection that I've been like collecting lately. I've sold off so many of my elites. Like
Yeah.
just the other day, dude, there's this guy, he's kind of a repeat customer, like, but he drives over here from Harlingen.
Oh wow.
Like I don't ever have to meet him anywhere. He comes straight to my house and he brings cash. I've sold to
Nice.
him like I've sold to him like 3 or 4 times already. And
Hmm.
this last time he messages me and he's like, "Hey man, I'm looking for like Shawn Michaels figures. Do you have any?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I got a couple left." And I showed him what I had and he's like, "Oh, I'll take this one." And it like hit me. I was like, "Man, that's the first Elite I ever bought."
Oh
Was that
really?
Shawn Michaels? I sold it. I just let it go for like $20. And I was like, "Hey, I'm good." Like I didn't care. Like I don't
Mm,
like it feels weird because like I've read about this where you get a disconnection from
mm,
a collection of stuff that you buy and
yeah.
you just want to start collecting other things. And that's what happened to me with the multiverse figures. Like I had only ever intended on buying the one figure to go with the rest of my Batman toys.
Mm.
And like here I am like fucking 30 deep now.
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous, dude. Like every
Yeah.
time I have like an extra like $20, I'm like, I'm gonna go see if they have any like cool multiverse figures.
And I'm the kind of collector that I like to keep everything that I have, but at the same time, life happens. You
Yeah.
gotta sell off
I've
your
I've
figures,
I've seen you let go of some really good figures.
and I regret it every single time because, like, for example, the majority of the stuff that I collect is Transformers,
Hmm.
and I had almost every figure from the Transformers animated line. I had almost every figure from the Transformers Prime line. I had almost every figure from every like the first three movies. Uh
Yeah,
the oh
yeah, I
07, oh
remember.
09, 2011. Like I had all those figures. I had to let them go. I had a whole collection of G1 figures that I had to let go.
Hmm.
But that was more out of necessity, than anything.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
different. That's different than letting go because you've lost interest.
Right. And it's super weird to lose interest in that stuff. Like, because then there's some things that like I want to start buying, and then I'm like, I don't want to start collecting those.
Hmm.
Like, the ones that have been grabbing my eye like so much lately are the Masters of the Universe figures. And like
Yeah.
the Revelations one, the new ones with
Yeah.
the better articulation, because I never liked the small He-Man toys even when I was a kid. I
Yeah.
never cared for them, but like I had them because it was He-Man, and that's the best kind of
Yeah.
toys you could get. And now they're like fully articulated and posable and shit, and I'm like, God, dude, like I really want He-Man and Skeletor. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I say that, and then like I'm afraid I'm gonna start buying like I'm gonna get Imposter, and then I'm gonna get Moss Man, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna start like I know how I get.
Yeah.
Like I got that way after I bought
With the
first I bought
McFarlane.
yeah, I bought Batman Who Laughs and I'm like, that's it, that's all I'm gonna get. And well, maybe I'll collect all the Dark Knight's metal and like here I am fucking
Yeah.
30 figures later because I can't stop myself. And
So
like my
so
wife encourages it, so
which my wife doesn't encourage it. She like, okay, fine, you can get it. Like she doesn't say no to me, which is kind of weird and dangerous at the same time,
it's
you know.
dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
So
it's
like
it's weird because like my wife got real I bought her an SH figure art Sailor Moon.
uh
And she was like, they never made toys like this when I was a kid. I'm like, yeah, why do you think I'm obsessed with my 89 Batman? Like, they never, this is the exact toy I wanted my whole life as a child. Like,
yeah.
this-
So so you're breaking up again, dude. But
oh, I'm sorry.
no, it's all good, dude. So like I see those He-Man figures, but I've
Mm.
been spoiled by the Master of the Universe classics. I
Oh,
had the
those.
He-Man, I had the Skeletor, I had the Battle Cat and the
Yeah.
Panther, the
Mm.
Panther, Skeletor's
Yeah, yeah,
cat that he
yeah.
rode. Like I had those figures, and I'm sorry, but like the new Masters of the Universe, the new ones that are at the stores right now, they don't come close to those
Oh,
Master Universe
no.
classics that I
No, they
had.
absolutely don't. But you know what? You know what it is about it?
Mm.
that like, and I was joking with my wife last night about it. I was joking with Patty, and I said, I guess like it's the same reason I never got into collecting the Marvel figures. They're fantastic the way they're made.
Hmm.
Like I absolutely adore the way that they're made, but like there's just something about them I didn't like. And then when the McFarlane multiverse came out, they're 7 inches instead of 6. And I was joking with my
Yeah.
wife last night. I guess I'm a bit of a size queen. Like I like my toys to be 7 inches. And
Yeah, dude,
like
like these
stuff
figures, like they don't match up at all
with
with my
anything.
other figures. You
But that's
know?
the thing. They do with the Masters of the Universe figures.
Do they?
The Masters of the Universe are built in scale with DC Multiverse. And I
Mm.
only know that because I saw somebody take a picture of their He-Man. Um, no, it was Superman and Skeletor. And I was like, what a fight, because Skeletor is magic. Like
Yeah,
he could there's a very real chance he could whoop Superman's ass.
that's true.
It's same thing with He-Man. Like He-Man's magic.
Hmm.
So like I just seeing the pictures, I'm like, wow, they size up really well. And the guy was like, no, dude, like they're in perfect scale with all the McFarlane figures. Like they're the same build, size, like everything. And I'm like, bitch. Like, yeah, and it's like, oh, bitch, now I want it. Like now I want He-Man and Skeletor. But then like it's the same thing when the death metal cycle came out. Do I need it? No. Do I want it? Sure.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I'll get better. It's gonna be weird. Thor. I'm like, well, yeah, I never bought.
Well,
I
I
wanted
wanna,
to
I
buy.
wanna do what?
No, I was gonna say because you want to buy like one line and then like they release right before I started buying them too. That's when they started re-releasing all the old toys, and I'm like,
Hmm.
man, fuck you. I'm not gonna touch these. Like, I already know.
Yeah,
I already know this game.
that's another reason why I didn't get into it. It took me a while to get into the like the Ghostbuster one because I knew that I would want to get at least the four Ghostbusters in the whole line because I wanted to get the build a figure right.
Mhm.
But you know that's the pit that you risk falling into. Like with the
Yeah,
Beast Wars
man.
figures, like with the Beast Wars figures, the Transformers Beast Wars, they
Ah,
reissued them,
yeah,
right? They reissued them.
yeah, yeah. I
So
saw
like
that.
so like I go to Walmart.com over Christmas. I'm showing it to them right now. And they have Optimus Primal and Beast Wars Megatron, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. They had them on sale. They're originally $50 each, and they had them on sale for $15 each over
Oh yeah,
Christmas.
I would
So
have
of
done the
course I had to
same
buy
thing.
them, right? Of course I had to buy them, and I asked my wife, I'm like, can I buy these? And she's like, yeah, sure, of course, go for it. I'm like, damn, okay.
Like, why'd you say son of a
Yeah,
bitch?
why'd you say
Like,
yes? Like now I and they have two other ones. They have Rat Trap and Cheetor, but those are $20 each. I'm not gonna pay
ah,
20 bucks. I'm not gonna pay $20 for a 25-year-old toy, dude. I'm
that's
sorry,
where
like
you start. That's
unless
where
it's
you start
G1.
convincing. Yeah, that's where you start convincing yourself of that kind of
Yeah,
shit, right? Like, I'm not
yeah,
gonna fucking pay. I'm not gonna pay
yeah,
retail for that.
yeah.
Like,
Dude, they had a reissue Optimus Prime, which was just the cab by itself. It didn't come with the trailer. It was just the cab, his fists, and a gun for $50 at
nice.
Walmart. For $50. I'm like, hell no, hell
That's
no,
fucked up.
hell no. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming to our Toy Know It All podcast. It's been great. No, but seriously, back to Ghostbusters, man. Yeah, dude, like this is the kind of hole that talking about something like Ghostbusters gets us into, man. This is our childhood, dude. Us kids of the '80s, we grew
Yeah.
up. We had such, like we have no idea how lucky we had it. And I know that every
No,
generation
really, man.
has their conversation about how they were lucky to grow up with something, but in our case, it really is true that we were lucky
No,
to grow up with such great properties like this, you know?
we grew up with the last line of luck. I think. Like,
Yeah,
I think so far it feels like we're the last line of really good luck. Like, I don't know, man. We got so many good movies. We got to live through like so much cool shit. Like
yeah.
like I remember like the real nail in my childhood coffin was the death of Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, like my 6 hours of toy commercials are gone. Like,
And that's exactly what they were, but we look
yeah,
back at them fondly, and like with our now anti-capitalist socialist brains,
no
like
shit.
we look back fondly at the height of capitalism in the 80s, but that is the beauty about our the society that we live in nowadays. We have something called YouTube, and these
Yeah,
amazing YouTube channels that upload full 2.5 hour blocks of old like CBS, NBC, ABC Saturday morning cartoon lineups
bro,
in their entirety, complete with commercials, you know?
a while back, me and my wife imbibed in the wacky tobacco, and
Yeah.
and we just watched like Saturday morning cartoon intros,
Yeah.
like just the introduction songs, and like it goes on for hours, dude.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. And
there's
they're not
hours of
like
those videos.
because nowadays you don't see that anymore. Like shows don't have intros anymore, right?
No, they
But
don't.
back then, intros were like they told you everything you needed to know about a show,
That's
and
how they
each intro
grabbed
was
you.
like 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's how they
2 minutes
grabbed
of
you.
intro. Like Ninja Turtles, the Ninja Turtles theme is almost 3 minutes. you know, the
I
Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters cartoon show theme is 2.5 minutes. You know,
I like to always tell people, I'm like, just so you're aware, like I love the Ninja Turtles cartoon as much as anybody else. I really did.
uh,
Like I still watch it with like a lot of pleasure and joy. But I tell everybody all the time, like, really go back and watch that. Nothing in any single episode that you can watch of that television show. Pick any episode of the original Ninja Turtles cartoon. Nothing that happens in that episode is as exciting as the intro. Like
yeah,
nothing, absolutely nothing looks, feels, or is as exciting as the introduction of the Ninja Turtles cartoon show. That's because it is wildly two different animators.
you know, you
Like
know, you know what, you know what's worse? You know what show does that worse?
Thundercats.
Yes, Thundercats.
Yes,
Exactly
dude.
what I was gonna say. Thundercats, dude.
Thundercats is the
No way,
worst when
dude.
it came to
They
that, dude.
spent they spent $100 million on that intro. They spent $10 on the show.
Yeah, it feels like it. It feels
But
like at
anyway,
least like the Ghostbusters cartoon intro, like it looked a little bit different from the cartoon, but the characters looked animated the same.
yeah,
It moved differently. It was quite different animators, but
yeah,
like it's still a blast. You know what I mean? Like some of those cartoons from when we were kids, like even Transformers was guilty of it.
yeah. Well,
Transformers,
Transformers was the worst. It was the worst intro of any Saturday morning cartoon, dude. Because, like you know how I said that Thundercats spent $100 million on their intro, $10 on the show.
yeah.
Well, Transformers spent $10 on the intro and $5 on the show. Like it's shit, dude. It's total shit. And that's because I own all 4 seasons of the original Transformers cartoon and the movie. So I know for a fact. But like with Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters cartoon show, it like the cartoon show itself, it still holds up. The episodes are still really good and really
So,
entertaining, and at times legitimately scary. I'm
oh
surprised
hell yeah,
they were able to get away with as much as they got away with in the cartoon.
yeah. There's a lot of real creepy shit in that cartoon, man. Like
When
the
Egon
one
faces the
that,
boogeyman, dude, hijo de su, dude.
dude, one of my favorite episodes was the there was like some sort of mega monster bird at this place called Castle Till Darby.
Yeah.
Like I remember that one. I remember the one where Winston has to play like baseball with a bunch of ghosts, like the Field of Dreams episode, I guess.
Oh,
But
dude.
like that one was really good
There were
too.
some
Like
real heartbreakers in that. Some real
yeah, like
heartbreaking episodes, dude.
yeah, I was like, man,
I
that
if
shit
if I
is like
if I
dark.
remember the baseball episode, I think that was one of those episodes that's like, damn, dude, like it really got you in the feels, man.
Yeah, it does. It gets you in the feels. Like it really
Yeah,
does hit you in the feels, man.
yeah,
The show was so good, dude. Like
very, very good. Yeah. Well, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're gonna go ahead and call it for the week. But let us know what you all think of a Ghostbusters. Let us know what you all think of the franchise. Hell, let us know what you think of us, good, bad, or ugly, because we're all three of them, right?
Hell
So,
yeah.
with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, hit us up on Facebook. Hit us up on our personal Facebook pages. Pretty soon, we're going to be getting up a Patreon page that you'll be able to share some of your wealth with us so that we can keep not only bringing you more episodes but better content. We plan on expanding, not only talking about movies but also many different subjects that we're expert know-it-alls on, so you can get our opinions on a lot of different things. So Bob, anything you want to add?
No, so we're gonna be huge.
Huge with a
Huge.
capital Y.
With a
With a capital
capital
Y,
huge.
huge. Yeah. So, with that being said, next week, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about the highly anticipated, but not very well received in many cases, Ghostbusters 2, which came out in 1989.
Hi, Bob, the scourge of the podcast. The Sorry.
He's suffering from Moldovan kidney loss.
He misses kitten.
All right, guys. Well, with that, we will see you all next week. I'm Will.
I'm Bob.
And that, my friends, was the Movie Know It All podcast here on the Know It All Network. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.